Hello, this is Mr. Aarons. We're going to go ahead and look at the Chapter 2 homework, page 70, both R1 and R2. There's two problems we're going to look at today, both R1b. The directions here to plot the graph, and for us to determine whether or not it is a function. Also, it desires for us to give the corresponding range. In order to find the range, we're going to go ahead and need to plug in each of the elements of the domain. So we have our domain here. In order to plug it into the domain, plug the domain in to get the range, I think it's most beneficial to create a table. So for our x's, we have -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. We can tell we're doing that from the domain that was given to us. We want to find our corresponding y values. We plug in -2 over here. -2 squared is 4, plus y is 2. Gives us a y of -2. We go try to plug in -1. -1 squared is +1, plus y is 2. Subtract 1 on both sides. Y is 1. We can go ahead and plug in 0 for x. 0 squared gives us y equals 2. Likewise, we'll plug it in and we'll get 1 and -2. This tells us our range. Our range then will be -2, 1, 2. Because these are the only three values that we can end up getting for y. We're not going and expressing it as an inequality or an interval notation, because it's only these three numbers that can be resulted from this domain and not any of the numbers in between. From this point, we can go ahead and we can plot our graph. So we have -2, -2, -1, 1, x is 0, y is 2, 1, 1, and 2, -2. When we go ahead and look at this, we cannot connect the dots between these, because that would imply that all of the numbers between there are parts of the domain, which only these integers are. So here we've plotted the graph, we've written the corresponding range, and now we need to determine whether it is a function or not. Well, looking at it, every time we plug in a value of x, it gives us a specific value of y. So there's no confusion about which y's a input of x would result in. Therefore, it must be a function. It also can be a function because it passes the vertical line tests. So, yes, it is a function. Next, we're going to go ahead and go through R2d. I don't know why I wrote this coordinate plane here, because we can go ahead and we can look at the book, and it says tell whether or not the graphed relation is a function. Well, the graphed relation here is a vertical line. Whatever this x value is, we don't know which y it goes to, whether it goes to this y, this y, this y, this y. Just like over here, this x value, I don't know if it goes to this y, we don't know which y value it maps to. Therefore, it is not a function. And those are the two answers from Chapter 7 for both R1b and R2d.